Okay, dear students, last class we discussed in the Python programming a session number 4 that contains identifiers, keywords, and literals in the Python programming. Today, in this session, we go through that topic in the session number 5. We go through that topic string operations or a different operations on string, right? So normally we know that a different data types available in any programming languages, integer without any decimal point, float values with decimal point, like that you are going to store a stream of characters or sequence of characters inside that memory. So that contains a strings. Here string is nothing but a ordered sequence of characters enclosed within double or single quotes. Here in this Python, the string, it is a character can access by its index either by forward or by backward indexing. Especially in the Python programming, we have to move that one by one data forward that contains indexes or positive indexes. Then also it is an facility in the Python programming. We have to traverse a backward by using the negative indexes -1, -2, -3, like that. Especially in the Python programming, a string is represented by within the 3 double quotes or within that what is that 3 single quotes. A stream of characters are enclosed within the 3 double quotes or within the 3 single quotes, so that we call that a string. So it is a sequence of characters or ordered sequence of characters within the 3 double quotes or within the 3 single quotes. So in that you observe here in this that strings are represented like this. So subject Python course BSc, message is equal to, so within the 3 double quotes we have represented welcome to the world of Python. So here we represented the indexes for forward indexing or backward indexing. Forward indexing contains a positive indexes, backward indexing contains a negative indexes, begin with -1, -2, -3, like this. It is a reverse order or backtrack. Okay. So you see that example in that memory representation, course index 0 that represents B, course -1 that represents C, forward as well as a backward. Here operations on strings. Operations on strings. Here Python mainly contains 3 built-in string functions. They are length, maximum, then minimum. Here that length function to find out the length of the characters in string. Minimum function, a smallest value string based on ASCII values. Maximum function, largest value in a string based on ASCII values. Here ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Here our capital A value is 65, small a value is 97. Normally that maximum value, suppose we take capital A and small a, so that time that represents the maximum function is small a, because its ASCII value is 97, minimum value is capital A, so its ASCII value is 65. Okay. Here operations on string continues. Example for inbuilt string functions. Inbuilt string functions means input, name is equal to input, enter your name. Simply print welcome double quote comma a name. So it is similar to C syntax without a format specifier. Simply we have to use the inside that length function, print length of your name. Len, it is a built-in function. That name which contains a string, whatever they enter by the user. Print maximum value of character in your name. So maximum value means ASCII values. Then minimum value of that character in your name. Minimum, it is a built-in function. Maximum is the built-in function. Len is the built-in function that finds the length of the string. Then maximum value of that given string, minimum value of the given string by using that built-in functions. Here, suppose we take an example. Enter your name is a Prabhakaran. Then welcome Prabhakaran. It prints length of your name is 11 characters. Maximum value of character in your name is R because its ASCII value is more. Minimum value of character in your name is A because ASCII value of A is lesser than the ASCII value of R because that maximum value of ASCII value of that in that name R because its value is more in ASCII table. Okay. String concatenation. The plus operator used to string concatenation is nothing but a joining of two strings. Joining of two substrings to make a single string or a main string. Concatenation is nothing but a joining of two strings. Example here, A variable contains I, B variable contains our you, C is equal to A plus B. So that concatenates I and our you in a single word. So then, hi, how are you? So it is a concatenation using the plus operator. So here is a special characteristics in Python is a concatenate strings with star. This facility is not there in Java or C++ or in the C language that represents the multiplications. Here, star operator can create a multiple concatenated copies. Suppose that same thing should you want to 20 times. So that time you take that into 20, whatever that string into 20 or into 10, so multiple of times that given value. Example here, print Python. Star 10 means Python, it is a string that prints 10 times. This is the also a concatenation string with the star operator. Previous one is the plus operator joining of two strings to make a single string. So here that star operator is also used in a Python program. So that star itself represents a multiplication symbol in the programming languages, that given value and given string that multiplies. Here Python, that word prints 10 times by using the star operator. Here string slicing. Slicing means extracting. Slicing operation is used to return or select or slice the particular substring based on user requirement. Here a segment of string is nothing but a slice. Syntax string variable name, inside that bracket to represent start and end, start value and end value. Okay. Here string slice example, you have observed that hello, then yes, 1 it represents the starting value, 4 represents the ending value. So that time it prints ELL. Okay. Suppose S1 colon, it represents beginning from 1, so then end of that word. Okay. So then A, then S, simply it contains inside the bracket colon that prints the entire string. So S minus 1, it is a reverse order, so that prints O. S double colon inside the bracket, that represents whole string. Minus 3, it represents H E. So here in that forward direction as well as the backward direction. Okay. Here strings are immutable. Immutable means it is a fixed. It does not allow to alterations or inserting or deleting like that. It is an immutable. Strings are immutable character sets. Once you assign that any string to the variable, so that time it is a fixed. So it does not allow for insertions or deletions. That is nothing but immutable characters. Once a string is generated, you can't change any character within the string. It is nothing but a immutable. Here in this programming example, you observe that A is equal to Python program. A of 0 means 0, that index. 0 index means it represents the starting, means P. A of 0 is equal to B, so that time which does not allows because it is a fixed. So it is an immutable. So see that in the example, what is that actually? Immutable. Here we can compare two strings using comparison operators such as equal means to check the equality, not equal, whether one string is not equal to the another string, or string 1 not equal to the string 2. If it is yes, returns 1, otherwise returns 0, or less than or is equal to, greater than or is equal to. Here that in the Python program it contains a comparison operators. Python compares string based on their corresponding ASCII values. Suppose string 1 is greater than string 2. How that compiler or interpreter checks its comparisons means based on their ASCII values. Which string contains the more value of an ASCII value, it is a bigger than that another one. Whatever that uppercase characters contains normally a lower values compared to is alphabetical order lower cases, because A its ASCII value is 65, small a its ASCII value is 97. So that comparisons are takes place in the strings based on their ASCII values. So here is a chart. You see that what is the actually ASCII value of each character. So I told you that capital A is equal to 65, small a is equal to 97. You observe inside that table each character having their own ASCII values. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So here M, capital M, its value is 77. Then small m, its equivalent ASCII value is 109. You see the different values of ASCII values of uppercase characters as well as lowercase characters. Here in that left side you observe that image or the picture how ASCII values work in the computer system. So whenever you enter the capital letter T, it passes in the form of a signal to the computer. After that signal it searches its equivalent ASCII values. Finally that character displayed on the screen. So it is a concept of how ASCII works in a computer system. Okay. Hello guys, here is an example for comparisons, string comparisons. A string 1 green, string 2 block. Print is, so it is a keyword. It check the equality. Is both equal means if the two strings contain, string 1 and string 2 contains the same word, so that time that satisfies both the strings are equal. Another one is string 1 is greater than string 2. So another comparison based on their ASCII values. If string 1 is greater than the string 2, so that time it displays string 1 is greater than string 2. Otherwise, string 1 is less than the string 2. Here, is both equal, false. Is the string 1 is greater than string 2, true. String 1 is less than string 2, false. Because based on that ASCII values that prints the result whether the first string is greater than the second one, or first one is less than the second one, or both the strings are equal. Here in this example, so then if string 1 is greater than the string 2 is a true, that comparison takes place based on their ASCII values. Okay guys. So then string formatting operators. String formatting operators means here string formatting operator, a percentage symbol is unique to strings. You are observed that my name is percentages and I secured percentage D marks in Python. So that time percentage S is a format specifier which represents a string. Percentage D that represents the data of an integer number, so it is a 92. So here the output is my name is and I secured 92 marks in Python. Means formatting specifiers. Formatting is that represents the equivalent data type, percentage S for string, percentage D for integer numbers. So Python program which allows the format specifiers. So we come to the conclusion of this session, session number 4. So we move on to the what actually we learned in this session. So in this session, string, it is nothing but a sequence of characters enclosed within the triple double quotes or within single triple quotes. Especially in the Python program, each string is enclosed within the 3 double quotes or within the 3 single quotes, right? So in this chapter we learned that description of that strings, string operations, string functions, maximum, minimum, then length. So then operations on strings. So this much we learned in this chapter. I think we understood all that concepts regarding string operations. You should know that at least a definition of a string. So a stream of characters are enclosed within the 3 double quotes or within the 3 single quotes, or string is nothing but a sequence of characters. Okay guys, thank you one and all.